Get ready for the next battle.
Hadouken! What the hell?
Flawless victory.
Welcome to my very first card unboxing. So I debated whether or not I was going to purchase any of the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy boxes. I also debated if I was going to do an unboxing of the cards on YouTube if I did buy them. Well, here we are. So right here I got a starter kit, a booster bundle box, and a Cloud Strife commander deck. I didn't get any of the collector's boxes because I was not insane enough to spend that much on cardboard. But as a huge fan of both Final Fantasy and Magic, I am really excited to crack these open and see what we get. So I think it makes the most sense to start with the starter kit and then build our way up to the better decks and boxes. But right here we got the Final Fantasy starter kit featuring Cloud and Sephiroth. You get 2 decks in here. It's everything you need to start playing the game. This was only $20, which is fairly cheap for this game. But you got Learn to Play Magic Today. Everything you need to play your first game of Magic the Gathering is right here. Like I said, you can start playing the game right away. There's 2 ready-to-play 60-card decks, a Magic Play Guide to kind of teach you the rules of the game if you're new to it. You got codes to unlock both decks in Magic the Gathering Arena, which I do play and I enjoy it a lot. And then 2 deck boxes to store your cards and keep your decks together. So I'm going to get to opening this now. I want to save the box if I can, but we'll see how well that goes. I mean, if anything, I know the booster bundle box comes with like a nice case to store all your cards in, so at least we have that. But yeah, you see here, I kind of ripped the side. I mean, I didn't do a bad job here. Okay, I'm going to slide this out. I do have background noises off right now, so you probably can't hear the cards and stuff being open, which, I mean, doesn't really matter. I have a microphone to my mouth right now. So here we go. We got Sephiroth and Cloud for the starter kit, and then underneath we got... Oh, these are the boxes for storing your cards, like I said, the little deck boxes that you can fold and keep those together. And then we got Sephiroth right here. Really love the artwork, by the way. It's gorgeous. Here's the play guide. I'm not going to go through it, but there it is, because I know how to play the game. Maybe you don't, but that's okay. We're all here to learn and have fun with this game. But here's the piece of resistance. So I'm going to remove the plastic cover here so we can get right into it. And I think I'm going to start with Cloud's deck first. I mean, let's take a look at Cloud a little bit closer. I'm not going to go into all the details of the cards. You guys can pause the video and read that. I'm mostly just going to be looking at the artwork and what kind of cards they are, you know, like character-wise and maybe kind of briefing. But he's a legendary creature, human soldier mercenary. He looks really good. I like the grittiness to that card art. And, ooh, I got to open this. And I'm going to make some cuts here and there in the video in case you haven't noticed. I just had to get the plastic off these cards, but we're going to start off with a Cloud-bound Moogle as our first basic card. Then we got a Co-Earl. I mean, Moogles are iconic to the Final Fantasy series, so glad to get that. But a Co-Earl, I could never pronounce that. That's another common enemy. Dwarven Castle Guard. Looks very nice. Is that Final Fantasy... Is it 9 or 5? I know it's not VV. Trust me, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I know most of my stuff. Fate of the Sun says Slash of Light. That's an instant. Equal to the number of creatures you control. That's not a horrible card for 1 white. White Aurora Sight. That's an artifact. Nothing really, alarming me yet. White Mage's Staff, okay. Something I'm very familiar with, a White Mage. An artifact, though. I was hoping that'd be a creature, but artwork looks very nice. Steiner! Okay, Final Fantasy IX. I know that man anywhere. Legendary creature, Human Knight. Nice. He has a life link. The Crystal's Chosen. Okay. Now I'm starting to get into some more familiar territory. Dragoon's Lance. By the way, that Dragoon fight in FF16 was awesome. Tia, Rosa, Resolute White Mage, Final Fantasy IV. What do we got here? Beatrix, Loyal Generals at 16, if I remember correctly. I only played through 16 once, so I don't remember all the details to a T. Warrior sword. A lot of items here, or artifacts, I should say. Suplex, that's amazing. That's Final Fantasy VI. They made it a sorcery card where you can suplex the train during that fight. That's awesome. They made that into a card. So you can tell they really did this for the fans, because there's a lot of funny, like, jokes like that I'm noticing. Samurai's katana. Nothing really sticking out besides a Barrett Wallace. There we go. Final Fantasy VII, my favorite video game of all time. Funny enough, though, Final Fantasy III was my first. Oh, this is 13. Lightning. Judgment Bolt. That is 16. That is, what's his face? Again, I only played it once. The ultimate weapon from Final Fantasy VII. At least Cloud's wielding it. I'll count that as the Final Fantasy VII card. But I know the ultimate weapon's in multiple ones, and these are just lands. But I was saying Final Fantasy III was my very first Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII was my second Final Fantasy I ever played. Seventh Heaven, I love that. Another Final Fantasy VII card. It's a lands, though. I'm going to kind of go through the lands quick, because they're not a huge deal, but we'll talk about a few. That's the Regalia from Final Fantasy 15. Another Seventh Heaven. Yeah, these are all just plains. I don't know what that's from. Yeah, nothing too crazy. These are all the same. I just don't want to go too quick in case there's a few cards mixed in there, and I don't want to like zoom past it, so I'm just kind of checking. But I think, yeah, we got the mountain. I think that's Final Fantasy VI mountain. I don't know. Yeah, these all look like lands. Oh, we got a hero, token creature. Is that 14? I'm not familiar with 14. I know 14 had cats, so that has got to be from Final Fantasy 14. They're all about the cats. And we got, you know, advertisements, talk with your local store. And there's a Magic Gathering Arena. Yes, I'm showing you the code, but it's not going to work because I'm going to use it by the time this video comes out. So there is that. And now on to the Sephiroth deck. I know it's blurry, but that's so you guys can see the cards better. We got Sephiroth, the planet's heir, legendary creature, human avatar soldier. That is a gorgeous looking card. I love the artwork on that. Sephiroth looks great. Attacking doesn't cause this creature to tap, which is kind of OP. But let's get into this deck, and starting with a Sahagin, Merfolk Warrior, common enemy, a Maheg Pixie, which is from... I don't know, that doesn't ring a bell at all. But there's a Final Fantasy VI card right there. It's a sorcery card, but it's the robots that they pilot. I mean, your party can pilot it, and I think you fight a couple of them at the camps, if I remember correctly. I remember you go to a camp, you fight a few enemies in, like, these tanks. But here we got a Final Fantasy VIII card, Dreams of Laguna. That's a very nice card. I like how they got the team right there. Realm Sketching. Ultimacia, Temporal Threat. That's a Final Fantasy VIII card. Know that from anywhere. That's a Undercity Dire Rat, which, I mean, you fight a lot of rats in a vast majority of the games. Shinra Reinforcements. There's a Final Fantasy VII card. I was looking at a few of these like, I don't remember these. Shinra Reinforcements. Okay, I feel better now. I found some Final Fantasy VII ones. Oh my god, Sephiroth's Intervention. Are you kidding me? Sephiroth's Intervention. They literally referenced that scene. And it insta-kills a creature, which is insane. Shambling Seath. Mutant Horror. Final Fantasy X. Albed Salvagers. Yeah. And then I thought I saw Titus for a second. Overkill, but that's an instant card. That's not Titus himself as a character or creature card, I mean. Very interesting. Evil Reawakened. Is that Chaos? Seymour Flux. Deadly Embrace. That's a very cool sorcery card. Zonde Dark Mage. Final Fantasy III. My first one. I know that one from anywhere. Legendary Creature. Human Wizard. That's a good call for a legendary creature. I like that. The artwork's nice, too. Magitech Scythe. Final Fantasy VI. That's a nice artifact. And then we got more lands. I just want to see... Got the Dark City here. You can hear my cat jumping. Island. Okay, I see some Final Fantasy X Island. That's actually smart for the island card. Kind of obvious. to make Final Fantasy X, like a lot of the blue lands. And here we got a swamp. What is that from? That's not 8, is it? Again, it's been a while because a lot of the older Final Fantasies I've played like once. So it's like I remember stuff. Oh, we got a token artifact treasure. Sacrifice this token, add 1. Oh, it says treasure, nothing crazy. Robot Warrior, that's Final Fantasy VI again, I believe. And then, yep, all the code cards and everything. There we go.